Welcome back everyone to the coaching channel. My name is Miss Amy, and on this channel I talk about things related to coaching. And this is a video from part 1. This is part 2 on my story and what happened to me. And yeah, I'm just gonna get into it. On this Okay, so going back to a little bit about the adopted family that I had. I call them adopted family because although I knew them all my life as a kid, they showed me that I didn't belong. They showed me in more ways than one. Because going through what I went through, I reached out to them several times and I told them, hey, I see the distance. I see that I'm only, I'm only able to be here or be in your presence on the holidays or events. And I want to see you guys a lot more and all this stuff. They were like, yeah, if you call and you reach out, then, you'll be able to come by and stuff like that. When I was a lot younger, I was like, okay, yeah, cool. And as I started getting older and I became a mom, I was just like, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't feel right. It's supposed to be mutual. If you quote unquote calling me family, then I should, it should be mutual. Any bond, any relationship that you have with anyone as you get older, you're supposed to see that it's supposed to be a mutual friendship, relationship, familyship. It's supposed to be mutual. I mean, it's not, and you're doing more than you have to do to be in their presence, then they don't deserve you. There's no other way to put it. So I gave birth to my son, and then when I did give birth to my son, I tried for 2 years straight to be in their life. Besides the holidays, they had already known and acknowledged that I wasn't able to be in their life any day of the week. It was only on occasion. So they realized that I realized that, and they still didn't budge. So 2.5 years ago, no, I'm lying. Last year in 2020, something big happened in the world. Very big, which is still happening now. And it's called the bug. I'm just gonna call it the bug because I don't want to get flagged. But we all know what's happening currently in our planet, right? And you would think that, people are dying, that your family and your loved ones would reach out and, be like, hey, are you okay? Hey, what's going on with you? Something, Nothing. Hey, come by, whatever. And even before all this stuff happened with what's going on in the planet now that's big and major, they would always have excuses. But then when this happened, that was the excuse. That was the biggest excuse. Oh no, there's this big thing going on. We can't be around anyone. We can't, have no one over. For me, that's BS. The whole world is going down, and you still fail to have me in your presence for whatever reason, however you feel. So I had to kind of like dig deep, within myself and come to peace with myself as to why they were responding and have been responding to me for so many years the way that they have. And my thought process of it was, it's because of my childhood and how I acted as a child. And because at the end of the day, whether they say that you're family, they know that you're blood doesn't call that. And I'm not one here to say that that makes or breaks anybody's family, friendship, or bond, because it shouldn't. But the truth of the matter is that there's people out there that are like that. And I experienced that. And I was heartbroken because of my son. You know, I wanted nothing more than to have him around people that I grew up with as a kid, around his age. When I was his age, it was like that. You know, I was around family, you know. I didn't want to be the only option he had as family. I mean, no mother wants that. I mean, no mother should, unless they're trying to be like overbearing, overprotective, and you know, they're just anti having anyone around their kids like that. But that wasn't my thought process. Mine is like, okay, I want all my family around my son, and I even wanted him around his family. And then they just didn't. So you know what I did? I got a therapist, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I have a mental coach, a help coach, you know, that talks to me about life and advice, and it's always good to have that if you can. And I also have a financial coach, I have a spiritual coach, I have my own coaches too, you know. But I've always been about fixing and aligning my life with what is right and what is wrong, what works and what doesn't. And when it came to family, to me it was like a big heartbreak, because I lacked that as a kid. Although they were there but not really there, like I kind of lacked that family interaction. So I let them go. You know, the advice that I got from my coach was, let them go. If it's disrupting your path in your life and you functioning, then let it go. So I did. I think about them, and when I do, I send them loving prayers and happy thoughts and blessings their way. And I let them go, because at the end of the day, your peace, right? Your love for yourself and for your family that you have, your kids, your sanity, should be way bigger and way more important than having a halfway open door to someone that doesn't want to fully open their door to you in your life. All that's going to do is drain your energy and make you sad and make you depressed. And guess what's the point of life? It's not to be sad. It's not to be depressed. It's not to be worried or overwhelmed or feel unwanted, you know? Because I felt like that a lot. You know, I felt like that a lot as a kid, you know? So where I'm going with it is, I let them go. Another part of my story is going through what I went through with my mom and giving her opportunity after opportunity growing up. I gave her opportunity after opportunity every year when I was a teenager, up until I became like an adult. And in me doing that, I was able to come to peace with myself now as an adult and as a mom, and see that some people are here, they have kids, and they love being a mom, and they're all about their kids, and that's a beautiful thing, you know? And then there's other women that have kids and have 3 and doesn't understand how to be a mom, doesn't understand the love, or how to be there. So I had to let her go too. And it's not an easy thing to let go of these people that you've grown up with and that you love and that you feel like you have this attachment to. But if they're not giving you the right treatment, the correct treatment, even as an adult, even after conversations with them and telling them that how they're acting or what they're doing is incorrect and they're not fixing it or they're not trying to, or it doesn't seem like they care, then why should you waste your time to be there or be a part of it or try to fit there? You know, like I said, it's draining. It's gonna drain you, honestly. So what I did was I tried with her for years. A beautiful thing happened to me, you know? I'm messing with my hair, I'm sorry. I love it so much. I love this style. I love this cut. Like, I love the look. I love it. Anyhow, so I tried with her. I let her go. See, and this is my thing too. Like, she was never really there to begin with. You know, me and her never really had that mother-daughter relationship. Me and her never really had that, oh, it's all about my mom, it's all about my daughter. It was never like that. I got put into all these homes. I got put into all these situations. I got put into all this trauma because of her lack of responsibility as a parent. And that's my underlying thing. And even though I went through all those things and I tried, I was the bigger person. And I said, you know what, for the years coming, I'm going to put all that stuff aside. And I'm going to try to have a relationship with you. Because at the end of the day, you are my mom, right? So here is where the issue comes in. If I'm giving you the opportunity, and I've told you, and you've seen all the things that I've gone through in my life, because of your mistakes or your lack of responsibility as a parent, give me more respect. Right or wrong, give me more respect. Don't talk to me, however. Don't tell me not to tell you anything. You know, don't take away the fact if I'm able to help you in some shape or form. Don't take that away from me because I'm going through my personal things and you think I'm immature enough to not deal with what you have to go through. At the end of the day, you're my mom. So I was going to be there for you regardless because you're my mom. But now if you say disrespectful things to me and keep throwing lashes at me, and then you forget where I came from with you, and yet I'm the only one of your kids that talk to you. So where's the line? Where is it? So I realized that it wasn't no line with her. It was the way she wanted to treat people, and that was it. And that's a really big issue. You can't walk around here treating people however because they have a particular title with you, but then yet forget where they came from and not understand where they're at now with you either. And not think that it's not an obligation at the end of the day because of our history either. You know? So my thing is like, she probably thought, oh, well, she's my daughter. So just because of that, I'm going to talk to her however. I'm going to treat her however. And she's just going to talk to me forever because she's my daughter. No. No, I'm a human being that's been through hell and back because of your lack of responsibility in my life, in all of our lives. And I'm choosing my love for myself and my respect. And that's where I drew the line. And I said, no, I'm tired of people that think and know that they're important to me, think that they could walk however they feel all over me and do whatever the heck they want to me because they hold this particular title in my life. And this is where my self-development started, as well as when I was a teenager. Like, don't come up here thinking that because we hold a title and we have so-called history that entitles you to act a particular way. I'm going to put my foot down and I'm going to show you in a nice and mature way that that's not acceptable. Cut. You know what I mean? because that also comes with maturity. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that shows where you're at too, where you are mature in your life as well. It broke my heart. But you don't come and talk to me like I'm the next chick. I'm your friend. I'm your buddy. No, at the end of the day, I'm your daughter. And regardless of everything, I'm here. So don't disrespect me and don't get it twisted. I speak with a lot of passion, so I'm putting that out there on my channel. Like, I'm a very passionate individual. I'm passionate about everything in life. And when I speak passionately. I don't speak, you know, like, if it comes out like an attitude or whatever, it's not that. It's just, I'm just a really passionate person. And people confuse that with, oh, sensitivity or you're emotional or, no. I'm passionate. I'm direct, I'm forward, I'm sweet, I'm kind. I'm gonna put you in your place if you need to be there with me. And that's it. So that broke my heart this year. And, you know, I'm an idealist person. So I think optimistically. And I like to get myself out of sticky situations in a positive way. And me getting out of the situation with my mom was also a positive thing for me, because I saw how I would feel after conversations with her, or like how I was reacting with my son after conversations with her. And I was like, this is not healthy for even my son. So I had to just let it go. Like, people could call me heartless for it, but at the same time, I'm striving for positivity. I'm striving for positive people in my life, including my family, including everything around me has to be positive. If it's not positive, it's getting cut, it's getting eliminated, it's getting neglected, it's getting left behind. Because I've been through so much negativity that now I put my foot down on that, and I'm like, no, if you're negative, you're done, you're out. There is no second chances. There's no nothing. And that was another thing. As a kid, I gave so many people chances over and over and over. And then they just kept doing the same thing over and over. And then as an adult, I grew up and I was like, you know what? If you keep giving these people chances and opportunities, they're just going to see it as a way of, oh, I can just keep doing what I'm doing. I could just keep acting how I'm acting. Because no matter what, I'm still going to be there. Even if you get left behind, even if you're alone. This is my advice. Even if you're alone through the process, it's only for a short amount of time, because positivity outweighs negativity all day, every day. My advice, honestly, I've seen it work. Be alone for a moment. It's only going to be a moment. You know? Like, don't sit there and take people's crap for what? No, you're going to mess up your look. You're going to mess up your energy. You're going to belittle yourself for somebody else's happiness, and you're not happy. That is not the point. That is not the point. I'm going to finish the story today about my life because I feel like I should. I have time, and that's what I'm going to do. Another thing that happened this year that was crazy was I'm married, right, to my son's dad. And our relationship from the jump street was not good. And because I have this huge idealistic mind, an optimistic mind, I'm like, hey, you know, it'll get better. We'll be fine. It didn't. It didn't get better. We had like a couple months of okayness. It was okayness, not great and happy and spectacular and beautiful. I don't know how to explain it without like being too explicit. because, you know, I like to explain things, but, you know, this is for the mature crowd. So it's like you guys have to kind of read between the lines when I speak, because it's YouTube. So I got married when I was pregnant with my son. It was in June, so it was a month before he was born. A month before my son was born, I got married to his dad. Big old belly. Beautiful. I loved my belly with him. But anyhow, the pregnancy part, this is gonna get into our story. Anyways, we started dating. Of course, everything is so beautiful in the dating world, right? The beginning, there's all this beautiful vibes, and any little thing, it's okay, don't worry about it. Started dating, things were nice. I didn't know that I was gonna be baby daddy. I mean, who knows? Anyhow, I did not know that I was gonna be baby daddy. When we were about to move in together, he went through something. He started going through something in his own life that I didn't catch eye to, because, you know, I was so involved at that point. I was like, and I didn't take a hit of it. Like, I didn't get a hint that that was what it was. Long story short, we got pregnant. 6 months into our dating, we got pregnant. And at this point, I don't think I've met his mom yet. I didn't meet his family at that point yet. So a month before we move in together, he starts having issues performing. Whatever guys out there knows what I mean with this. He starts having issues performing. The whole time before that, we were good. So he starts having issues performing. And I didn't, like I said, I didn't read too deep into it, because I was like, you know, maybe you just having an off day or whatever, you know, whatever. And we end up moving in together. But before we move in together, I have like this, I don't know, woman has this feeling like something doesn't feel right. So I'm like, something doesn't feel right. Like, so he shows me his phone. And this should have been it for me. Like, this should have been like, you know what? I'm not even moving in with you. Like, that should have been my sign, right? I should have took that and left. But I didn't, right? Because, you know, optimistic me was like, all this is going to be in my favor because I'm pregnant. Because that was around the time I found out I was pregnant as well. So in the phone, I see a picture of something disrespectful to another woman, right? The most disrespectful picture that you could send another person on the planet. I'm just gonna say that, right? So I'm like, oh, word. Like, you sending these pictures, blah, 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 blah. Oh, you know, me and you got into an argument, so, you know, I felt some type and blah. So I was like, so you do this? Like, I'm not, you know, like, I'm not out here doing this. Move in with this dude. Go meet his mother. Doesn't even say a word to me when I come in the house. Second time I meet her. Tell this woman I don't want her in my house ever again. Don't know me from Adam. Letting you know right now, this woman does not know me from Adam. Doesn't know me from nothing. I'm pregnant. Okay, whatever. I leave, right? And we start living together too, and there's no SEX. This is the beginning of pregnancy, living together. Where's the honeymoon mode at? There was none honeymoon for us living together, being pregnant. He starts going to these appointments, to try to get help with his issue. And the doctors are saying, well, it looks like it's just stress. Honestly, I'm not even gonna front. In his defense, he was stressed out. His mother was pissed. His family was pissed. He moved out the house. He took the kids out the house. He had 2 other kids before me, a marriage before me. But the mother was not around because she passed away. And I get it. They went through something very traumatic, and I understand that. But to treat someone else that's new, that's pregnant, that's now a part of the family, so evil, blew my mind. It just blew my mind. And that's not even it for me, right? So here I am pregnant. We all living together. Me, him, and the kids in a house. Trying to play wife, trying to play mom. Pregnant, hormonal, emotional. Like, how many things do women go through when they're pregnant? Like, comment down below, like, whew, nauseated, nauseous, sleepy, tired. Like, there's so many emotions and moods and symptoms that comes with pregnancy, especially with a boy. Like, if you're carrying a boy. And a couple times I left, the house. Kids was in his defense, kids didn't do anything, but they're like preteens, and things would be broken in the house, and things would be messed up, and the curtain would be broken, and nobody did nothing, nobody knows nothing. And then here I am trying to be friendly and be a mom and be a girlfriend and be pregnant, and I look like the bad guy for asking the kids what's going on, what's all this stuff. And I was the bad guy from Jump Street without the kids, to his whole family. Started going to his church. This is the second church that I attended, because the first one that I attended was a Pentecostal church. Not a good experience. I did everything they wanted me to do, and they were too strict. So, and not only because of the strict, it's just you couldn't talk to people outside in the world unless it was a set up group meeting or a set up thing with the church. On your own, it's like you had no life. Everything revolved around them 24/7. That's not life. Went to this other church, which is like the black folks church, and I didn't have a good experience there. His pastor was the one that married us. Like I said, I did whatever I could to fit into his life. Lived with him, went to church with him, was about to have his baby, got married to him. Took a lot of BS. Went to appointments with him to try to figure out what was going on with his body. I was angry with this guy. A lot of the time I was angry because I'm like, here I am playing house, about to have my first kid. I can't connect in a loving way with my husband, or at the time my boyfriend. Then they like drilled it in our head that we're supposed to get married if we're attending the church, all this jazz. So I'm like, okay, fine, like, let's get married. So a month before my son was born, I got married, attended the church. I got baptized in the church. I got the Holy Ghost in the church. And this woman, his mother, his family, did not want to accept me. They did not want to accept me. No matter what I did, no matter how hard I tried, no matter what, they didn't want to accept me. I moved to PA for a couple months, came back, lived with this woman, and she still didn't want to have any type of bond, any type of relationship with me, nothing. It was just like talking to a wall every time. Right? And I tried so hard because at the end of the day, that was my son's family. Like, you know, like I didn't have I told you my story about my family, how crazy that was and how broken up it was. And I tried hard with this family because I'm like, all right, now I'm having a whole kid. He's supposed to have his family close. He's supposed to have that. And they're supposed to at least have some type of love, some type of like to his mother. And they didn't. And it broke my heart. Like, it literally broke my heart because I was just like, what? Even his kids to this day don't want to bond with me, don't want a relationship with me. And I know that I'm not a horrible, and I wasn't a horrible person to them, you know, and I tried my best with them. So, you know, the new year came and I said, you know what, everybody, because I put so much energy and so much effort and so much tears and so much prayers into people that at the end of the day didn't care if I lived or I died. And yes, it tore my heart up because these were people that I really wanted to be involved with. But I had to come to terms with myself and say, you know what? You have a beautiful, handsome son. He's smart, he's bright, and he's gonna gain all the friendships and all the families in his lifetime. And just be his guide and his support. And that's what I'm doing now. I changed my number this year, and I haven't looked back because I'm not going to sit there and give people my all and give them my attention and give them my effort if at the end of the day, it don't cost them nothing. They don't give two poo-poos if I'm there or my son is there, because now it's a team effort. It's me and my son, you know. With the church, I would go sit in a row, people would be there and they would just walk away. When I went to PA, I thought I had people that, you know, would reach out to me and talk to me or whatever, you know, from the church. And I would reach out to them. And they wouldn't text me. I would tell them that I left and, you know, that I told the pastor that I was leaving, and they would never reach out back out to me, you know. And to me, like, I went through so much. Like, people don't even understand, like, when it came to people in general, like, and how they acted, especially in, like, the whole church thing. Like, okay, if you say you're full of love, then why not show somebody else that's going through something hard some love? Especially if they're reaching out to you, like they're texting you and they're like, hey, I'm going through all this stuff. Why block them out like that? Even the pastor, like, I reached out and it was just no response for months. I even came back to Connecticut and there was still no response. You know, so I let the church thing go. And my personal belief in church is most likely different than yours, but honestly, religion is fake. The creator, the divine within all of us is real, it's living, you know? But the churches, the religion, that's a whole nother video. And honestly, that's not real. It's not real. It's not real. I will not go back to no church. I will not do it for nobody, for no man. It's just not something in me. Around the time before I met him, well, right when I started dating him, I met this spiritual lady, and she was a spiritual coach. And she introduced me to meditating with singing bowls. And that's how I came into this niche of life coaching, self-development with meditation, which is singing bowls, which I have one right here because I'm in the office right now. This right here is what got me out of so much anger, honestly. The sound that this thing plays and being in that meditative state, laying down, having this vibration, this frequency go through your body, it's so healing. Like it's a different level of spirituality, because you're going inside of yourself with the music to release everything that's negative. And it is possible because I have done it. I have done it on this channel, now that I have told my story. And there's more to tell, but like I said, I have to break it up into different things, different, videos, because like I said, there's just so much. I went to see this lady for 3 years, just about 3 years before my son was born. I even got a lot of this healing stuff when I was pregnant, because like I said, it's a very healing thing, and that's why I got into it. And you would think that despite me going through so many things with people, right, that I wouldn't want to, or I'm not, like I would just be against working with people, right? But the thing with me is, like, I'm also kind of an empath. I am an empath, so I can feel what other people feel, what they, what they're feeling that's negative. And I have that ability to tap into that in others and to see the areas that they're struggling in. And a lot of people struggle with getting the negativity out from within. So much so that they treat others in a way that is disrespectful, that is not healthy, and is traumatic to others. And that is my point. I released all the and that's another thing. We have to learn how to separate the negative people and the negative emotions and release that, so that we can live better within ourselves. Like, you have to release, if people are toxic around you, whether they're family or not, you gotta let it go. Same with your emotions. Learn techniques on how to release the negativity within your mind and within your heart. And then you will see the difference in your life. It wasn't until then that I started, until I started releasing these people from my life, that I started realizing what was my purpose. Because in the whole sense of it, I was like, what is my purpose? What am I here to do? Like, I've gone through all these things with all these people. What am I here to do? It was like a burning, fiery, sense inside of me. Like, what am I gonna do? And I had to let go. Like, I had to let go of things and people that were not serving me, And going back to, like, what happened to the relationship that I have with my husband, it turned into, him not being able to perform. And then, it turned into, like, me seeing what I saw before we got together, and then us just not being intimate and actually growing together in love. Because of those issues that, you know, we became toxic with each other, you know. And men think that, you know, some men think that you can be in a relationship and not have sex at all. And then some men would rather have sex than have a relationship. But they come hand in hand, especially for a woman, that is married or was married, that had a kid, that had that bond, that had that start of a family, that wants that family. You know, it's kind of hard for a woman to separate that. Long story short, we went through a whole lot of crap, and it got to a point where we tried, you know, we tried to be together for years, and I fought hard for him too, because I wanted the whole family thing with him, and I wanted us to be together and love each other. And I love him, you know, so it's kind of like I had your kid, you know, and I lacked family in my life, you know. So it was like I fought hard. I went hard. I'm not gonna front. I went hard for this guy. I went hard for his family. I went hard for my family. And, you know, the reality of it is sad, but I also gained my gifts. I gained my spiritual gifts. I gained my life purpose gifts, because now I'm in school for nursing, which I'm happy about. I just started my own life coaching business, and self-development for people, and also life coaching. Meditation with singing bowls. I got my office. I started a YouTube channel for it. I have another YouTube channel, you know. So I gained basically all the things that I was supposed to do for others by losing some people, you know. And I know in the moment you're like, oh my God, I'm not gonna have these people. But then if you let them go and you're looking for answers as what's your next step, it's gonna come to you. And you're gonna gain more than what you ever had, because you allowed yourself to be open to change. And, you know, as humans, we also struggle with that. We struggle with what's next, the fear of what's next. Is it gonna be bad? Is it gonna be good? And the only thing I can say is you have to trust the process. It's not easy, but trusting the process is gonna lead you to somewhere better, somewhere positive, somewhere good. A good crystal to have, because I'm also into crystals, I have this is the black tourmaline, and it helps with releasing negative energies and just releasing anything negative in your life. So this is a good one to have as well, in or around you. I also have this one. So like I said, I do have the singing bowls. So now once a week, I'm gonna come in. Now that you guys heard my story, which I'm kind of glad that you did. And like I said, there's more, but it's gonna be broken up into different parts, because this video is already very long. So hopefully you guys watch it to the end. If not, it's okay. But at least you guys are on the right channel, and you're on the channel with someone that loves to talk about self-development and ways to do it, because that was a journey, and that is a journey that I am gonna share in videos coming up. So I'm so happy about this channel, and I hope that you guys are too, and I hope that you guys subscribe and follow me in this channel, because there's a lot of good content coming out. I am into crystals, so whatever new crystal I get, I will post on here. I am into oracle cards as well, so I did buy the newer ones that came out. So every week I will also do a one card pick as to what, you know, you guys have to focus on. And I'm also gonna do some healings for you guys as well when I come into the office. So stay tuned for all these good things. And like I said, love yourself, choose yourself, respect yourself, and know how to put your foot down. And I'm here to teach you that and show you how to do that. So I hope you guys stay tuned for more good content. I'll be back next week with more. So stay safe, stay positive, love yourself. Later.